Hello everybody, Thunderbolt Siren Studios here, and today I am going to be doing a review on the Clear Click 1920s or 1930s style radio. This is an AM, FM, and Bluetooth radio. Now this is not actually from the 1930s. It is just styled to look like it's from the 1920s or 1930s, when the radio just started to catch on, and many households around the United States started to get these around the 20s and 30s. And it was not uncommon for families during the afternoon or maybe on the weekend or sometime when they had free time to gather around the radio and listen to a podcast or some tunes. And, but yeah, it's just styled to look like it, and it is real wood. And since it's modern, they've also been given, or they also put modern internals in the radio, meaning that it can support Bluetooth. And unfortunately, due to the recording device I'm on being my cell phone, and this radio would be connecting to Bluetooth, would be connecting to my phone using Bluetooth, but unfortunately, I can't do that with my phone. However, I will be displaying AM and FM. I guess I can show the back. The back, nothing special, just a Clear Click logo, some holes in the back to let air escape, I think, maybe. Don't actually know what those are for, because the sound does come out through the speaker, or through the grill, the grill in front of the speaker, but That is this little bow tie looking thing back here. This is the antenna to connect to FM and AM stations. And there is just a product sticker. I'll let you pause that if you want. Obviously, it's made in China because most products are manufactured and shipped to the United States from China. So unfortunately, this can't be authentic to the point where it's literally made in the United States like all products were back then. Well, I shouldn't say all, because there were some imported products, but most products in the United States were made in the United States. But obviously this can't be due to it being modern technology. I mean, I'm not saying it can't be, but it's more unlikely. And if you want to access the inside, which I won't be doing, there's simply 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's 5 screws. You can take the back off and tamper with it if you so desire. So I guess we should start, and the way this works is there's just a plug back there going to this cord, going down into my power strip. I guess let's check out the knobs first. Right here, we've got the FM, AM, and Bluetooth knob to let you switch between FM stations, AM stations, and, well, Bluetooth, because if you connect this to Bluetooth, it can quite literally be a speaker. And in a quiet room, not too loud, it can actually get pretty loud, as I will demonstrate in a few minutes. Obviously here we've got the tuning dial, so you can tune from AM kilohertz and FM's millihertz. Or megahertz. And AM goes from about, say maybe that's about 515 megahertz all the way to about 1715 kilohertz. And FM goes from about maybe, I'd say that's 86.8 megahertz all the way to about 109 megahertz. And as you can see, that is a light that says BT, and that'll blink when it is connecting, in the process of connecting to a device, and will just illuminate blue light when it is fully connected to the device. And you will know when it is connected to your device, because not only will you get a notification on the device, depending on what kind of device you're using, it'll also make sort of notification or ding noise that comes from the speaker. It's got a nice metal plate here that says tuning right there. And all the paint on the or above the knobs is very well legible. The polish finish is just a very thin polish. It's not perfect. And an example of that is it did have a bit of damage when it got to me. There's a little chip right there. I did not do that, I promise. But, you know, it doesn't affect the functionality of the radio, which I think is very important. The way you turn it on, make sure it's an FM, as that's where that's the first set of stations we're going to go to. Simply just power it up. You'll see to the camera's eye, this looks like yellow, but to me it is a dark orange. And to show how bright this is, I will quickly kill the lights. Okay, after dimming the lights, or rather just turning them off completely, you can notice that it is more orangish than yellow, and it illuminates the tuning dial and its and the numbers quite well, in my opinion. I think it is very easily. Man, I'm having a stroke right now. It is very legible in the dark. Okay, so the first thing we're going to be doing is just starting from the first set of values, and I guess we'll just turn it up a little bit, and you'll start to hear some radio static. This is about half volume right here, and you can tell it's not too loud, but if I start tuning through a little bit, it can start to pick up songs. And I guess right here, at this point, we will test the audio capability of the radio. So this is as loud as it gets, and I'm gonna go out the room, and we'll see how loud the sound can carry it. So this is from my kitchen, and that is my room over there, with the door wide open. And you can tell that you can hear that the radio is still very audible. Now I'll go back over there and close the door, and we'll see if the door is able to mask the sound of the radio at full volume. So with the door closed and the audio level of the radio a little bit more tame, you can still tell that this is just blasting into my house right now. And since nobody's in the house right now, I'm allowed to be as loud as I personally want. But I would definitely not do this in public or when anyone else is occupying the living space I'm in right now. Okay, with the radio significantly decreased in its audible level, let's tune through some more FM stations, and then we'll move on to AM. Reporting. Now, of course, these FM stations aren't always just songs. Some of them are podcasts, such as religious podcasts, or maybe political podcasts, but most of the political, sports, and religion podcasts come in the AM district of radio stations. Judas Iscariot, son of Simon. So as you can see, it's very easy to tune, very simple. The knob isn't too hard to turn. You could just simply go through and find stations. This one being a personal favorite of mine. It should be about, most likely right about here is 99.7 The Blitz near Columbus, which is where my living space is around. But there's tons of stations to choose from in the FM area of radio stations, and the songs change every day because radio is live. Now let's move on to the AM section, and when I do, you'll hear a difference in frequency and tone of radio static. As you can see, it is definitely different, and you can even hear some Morse code beeping. This is used in AM stations to signal if there's a weak signal in the station and that you can't connect to it, or you can't tune into it very well. Story for weeks now. We've seen this global concern for her health, but it really feels as almost no one felt that this was the diagnosis, a cancer. So yeah, as you can see, this is I think right now people. If I just keep flipping through, there will be almost no music.
right on it.
Make your free throws. Yes, and they were missing layups.
Now, just because there isn't a lot of music in the AM district doesn't mean there isn't any music. But in general, there just aren't a lot of AM radio stations, as FM radios and FM radio stations are the most popular stations for FM/AM radios to tune into, as most people want to listen to music and not sports, religion, or political podcasts. And finally, I'll give a quick display of the light on the or the Bluetooth light, which is simple. You just turn the knob to here, and as you can see, it starts blinking blue. Now, unfortunately, I won't be able to connect it. Oh, well, it looks like it did connect to my phone. Now, whether or not this will affect my audio is unknown, but from what I've heard from a lot of reviews, a lot of people choose to not particularly enjoy the blue light radiating from the tuning area. They don't like the Bluetooth light. They think it just ruins the authentic look, because obviously back in the 1930s there was no Bluetooth. So a lot of people would rather have a vintage radio or vintage style, a retro looking radio without the Bluetooth light. And one thing that I have noticed over the course of using this radio a lot is that the AM, FM, and Bluetooth dial is not particularly good at actually going on the dots. You can see this looks to be between the FM and AM dot. However, if I move it to AM, it looks to be perfectly on AM. But if I move it to Bluetooth, oh, I guess that was Bluetooth, never mind. Okay, so Bluetooth is on the AM dot. AM is between the AM and FM dot. And let's say FM is about maybe 3/4 of the way to the FM dot, or to the FM dot, and yeah, it's definitely closer to the FM dot than it is the AM dot. So it's not a perfect radio by all means, but it is definitely satisfactory for my needs, and I love listening to it while I'm reading a book or doing my homework or just generally lounging around in my room, bored with nothing to do. Well, yeah, that is my review on the Clear Click 1920s or 1930s retro radio. Before I go, I will make a few mentions. I bought this off of Amazon for $85, and it ended up getting to $91 with sales tax. If you have a Prime subscription, it'll be cheap, or if you don't have a Prime subscription to Amazon, it'll be more expensive to purchase, due to the fact that this came with free shipping because of my Prime subscription. You can also get it used I saw a used one for sale, $30 on eBay. However, there was a lot of scratched dents and dings in the wood finish. So definitely the wood exterior should be handled with care. This is not the most durable radio in the world, and definitely does not have as much polish as it should, but if it did have any more polish than this, it would definitely be more expensive, and $91 for this type of radio, or for a radio such as this, is already expensive enough. Just another disclaimer, this did come in a box, and I do have the box. The box will be shown in a picture on the thumbnail. But besides that, hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, don't forget to like and subscribe for more reviews like this. Have a great day or night, and if you're watching around the right time, have a great spring break.